What's up, guys? My name is Noah and my cat is jumping trying to attack a bug. Arkham, please don't. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Battle of the Brews. In today's episode, we are going to be doing the Blue Moon Special. So if you don't know Blue Moon, it is a brewery or company, I don't know what you want to call it, that does mostly Belgian beers, and they usually just stick with the one that they do. I really like it. I don't actually have it on the episode now, but I do have their Blue Moon Mango Wheat Beer, the Blue Moon White IPA, and the Blue Moon Mango Wheat. I might have said mango wheat twice, I meant honey wheat. But regardless, we're going to be checking all of these out. Because I don't have the original Blue Moon on this episode, I can tell you that the original one is brewed with a orange peel in it. So it's somewhat of a sweet beer. It's a very mild beer as well. Not too hoppy. It's a pretty good, for lack of a better term, beginner beer. That is the beer that I go to if I go to a restaurant or something and it's on the menu, but there's nothing else that's kind of interesting or jumping out at me. I'll get Blue Moon. So that's one of my beers of choice when it's just, I want a relaxing, solid beer. For me, Arkham, stop. No, stop it. Let's jump right into it. So we're gonna start off with the honey wheat. I've had this before. I've actually had all of these before, but I want to do them on the show. The honey wheat is a really good one, but we're gonna pop it open and take a sip of it. And I forgot to grab glasses to pour these in, so stand by. Every single time I forget something. Without fail. It's amazing. Okay, so anyways, let's jump right into it and see what the honey wheat looks like. So what's significant about some of these is they are all wheat beers. And one of the things about a wheat beer that makes it a little bit different from, everything else is they're a lot of the times they're much more sweeter, and they're not as hoppy either. They're very mild. The hops are going to be in the background of the taste. It's not going to be the first thing that hits you. Now the IPA, this guy is going to be a little bit of a different story, but I'll get to that when we taste it. But again, these are usually very smooth beers. So if you like smoother stuff, if you're not a fan of super hoppy beers, usually a wheat beer is going to be your better bet. Also, Belgian beers too are very similar to that. They're always going to be calm. They're going to be fruity too, because of the way they're brewed. But I'm gonna get into Belgian beers on another episode because there's a whole lot to know about it. But again, you can see the color, very kind of a yellowy color, very nice looking, very nice beer to look at. It's pretty, it's a beautiful beer. And again, it's got that, it's got a very nice subtle honey flavor. I like that a lot. Again, that's one of my favorites that they do. Unfortunately, it's a limited release, but this is one that you can get pretty much wherever you are in the country. Blue Moon is an easy beer to get. It's usually in grocery stores and stuff like that, unlike some of the other beers I've done / I'm going to do. Let's move on to the next one and get a new cup. All right, and on to the next one. So the next one we're gonna do is actually gonna be the mango. Again, this one, I've had all of these, but want to do them for the show. The mango is an interesting one. The mango one really smells like mango. I mean, that one is just, it's like someone throwing a mango at your face. So this is the color of it. Again, very similar to the honey color. Any wheat beer is gonna have a similar color. They're usually gonna be very light and, God damn. Yeah, that first thing you taste is the mango. I mean, it's right there. It's okay. That's one of the ones where again, it's a limited release and it's definitely different. The aftertaste is the hops. You have that hoppy, beery taste is the aftertaste, and that first hit is the mango, where it's usually, in my opinion, is reversed with flavored beers. You kind of get the beery taste, and then the aftertaste is what the flavor is. That's a different one. I don't hate it, but I don't know anything you could have it with, any food you could have it with. The honey you could have pretty much with anything, whether it's pizza or a burger. The mango one, that's one you'd probably have after a meal, because I don't think it would mesh well with food in general. But let's move on to the next one. IPA 70. I don't know everything about beer, so some of the stuff I do have to look up. What? Noah's 22 and doesn't know everything about beer? No, I don't. Alright, so the last one is going to be the white IPA. This is the one, I am not an IPA fan, and if you're wondering what IPA stands for, it stands for India Pale Ale. We're going to do an episode on IPAs because there's a really interesting way on how they came about and how they work, but generally they're known for being very, very hoppy. And if you like bitter, hoppy flavors, you're going to love IPAs. If you like your beer a little more subtle and not punching you in the face with a hoppy, dank taste, then like me, I don't like that. I really don't like IPAs at all. But I'm still gonna do an episode on them because they are a big part of beer. And if I can just say real quick, every grocery store, it feels like when they have the specialty beer section, there's just filled with IPAs. There's so many more beers out there that are specialty and they're not IPAs. So please don't think that every IPA is a craft beer. You know, there are IPA craft beers out there, but there are so many other craft beers that are not IPAs, and it feels like every place seems to think they are. But anyways, let's shut up and jump right into it. So this is a white IPA. It's gonna be pretty light in color, as you can see. Again, the color around all three of them are really the same. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it hits you right away. It's the kind of flavor that stays on the sides of your tongue, the left and right sides of your tongue. It's very, again, very bitter, and if you like those flavors, you're gonna love IPAs. IPAs are a very acquired taste. If you've acquired it, then you'll love it. I have not. I don't want to finish it. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna move on to questions. Alright, so let's move on to the questions this week. Again, the questions I've pulled off of Yahoo Answers and some other places just because I don't have people asking questions in the comment yet. So if you do have a question about beer, I'll try my best to answer it. Ask away. First question is how to drink alcohol you don't like. So long story short, party tonight and I've been invited to go with a large group. Last time I went out, I tried beer for the first time, and that did not go pleasantly. Unfortunately for me, the drinks available are pretty limited except beer. Beer seems to be in abundance around these parts. Is there any way I can just suck it up and try to enjoy beer without wanting to reject it and spit it all out? Well, the simple answer to that is don't drink anything you don't like. Beer is an acquired taste. The way I always describe beer to customers at my work, if they ask about it or say they don't like it, is you kind of have to drink it for a little while before you like it. And that sounds weird, but a beer, I mean, you can do that with Blue Moon. You can even do it with Coors Light. Start with kind of a simple baseline beer and drink a little bit of it, and you kind of build a taste from there. Don't start out with an IPA. Don't start out with a stout or a porter. That's gonna be way too strong for you at first, in my opinion. Any Belgian beer would be good. Not a double or triple though. That probably wouldn't be a good way to start. And if you still don't like it, don't drink it. Don't feel peer pressured at a party, to drink beer or alcohol or anything like that. You're the ruler of your own body, so don't shove shit in it you don't like. All right, next question. How often do you get asked for your ID when you purchase cigarettes or alcohol? I'm 19, turning 20 next month. Every time I purchase cigarettes, the person behind the counter always asks for my ID. I don't think I look that young. I mean, I do have facial hair. I don't think I look under 18. Again, you're not 21 yet, so you're not old enough to buy alcohol, but I'm answering it kind of in that direction. If you are under 30 or 25 or anything like that, odds are you're always going to get carded. Even if you're over 30, you're still probably going to get carded. At my job, which is at a company that solely sells alcohol, we are trained to card people if we think they're under 30. And don't be a jerk about it. If you have your ID on you, even if you're over 30 and you get carded, just give them your ID. If you have it with you and you're over age, there's nothing to worry about. You're probably going to keep getting carded until you're, if you look young, upwards of like 35 or even 40. I carded a lady who I swear I thought was maybe 22, 23. She ended up being like old enough to be my mom. Next question. If I close a bottle with super glue, can I still open the bottle? No. Odds are you've super glued it closed. But the reason I chose this question is I get asked a lot at work, how can you keep like a bottle of beer fresh, especially if it's a bomber, which is the big bottles of beer. A simple wine stopper will do it. If you don't have a wine stopper for whatever reason, some cling film or cling wrap, plastic wrap, whatever you want to call it, just over the end and sealed tightly will do it as well. You should always keep beer cold and stuff like that. Don't leave it out. That's how it goes flat. But my best suggestion would just be wine stoppers. You just put them right in the bottle and that's it. Now, if it's in a can, that's a little bit of a different story. You can't really keep it if it's in a can. You just kind of, once you open it, you should just drink it. You could do the same thing with the cling plastic wrap over it, but it's a little more of a risk. But anyways, guys, that is it for the second episode of Battle of the Brews. Next episode, I have a few ideas for. It's either going to be the Belgian beer episode, which is going to kind of be a big episode. It might even be the IPA episode, although we'll see on that. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Also, drink responsibly, please, and if you're underage, don't try and drink. Just, that's not what I'm trying to promote here. Have a good one, guys.